This is Wacko Bob. I'm host of The Dark Match, which you can hear every Thursday nights at from 7 to 9 p.m. over at blogtalkradio.com/The Dark Match. And I'm here to do a little discussion that a lot of people are going to disagree with me on. But I'm going to go over why they disagree on me with this, because I'm going to go over Vince Russo. And I want people to understand something, that Vince Russo was not a flop. And let me tell you guys why. Because the guy had nothing but success in WWE. Now, WWE, as opposed to WCW, was a balanced boat. It was Vince McMahon's money, and Vince McMahon was putting his money into Vince Russo's ideas. And if Vince Russo did not have any good ideas, Vince McMahon wouldn't have put his money into it. What happened? It brought probably some of the best stuff you'll ever see record-wise for WWE. You saw the Raw ratings go from range between a 6.0 and a 6.7. A couple of times they even got a 7.0 rating. You saw SmackDown debut on free network TV for the first time. And I got to tell you guys this. You know, Vince Russo was a success. When Vince Russo left to go to WCW, he went into WCW with Ed Ferreira, and he did something that it did not take rocket science to do. He got new wrestlers over. He got the young talent over. He got things that people were waiting to get over. He got them over, and he pushed them into the spotlight. And yes, ratings went up. Don't give me those phony ratings, you bunch of wrestling internet marks. And I'm talking about the Dave Meltzers, the Wade Kellers, that poser Brian Alvarez, and R.D. Reynolds, who's another typical poser. Let me tell you something. If the ratings were not down on Nitro, Eric Bischoff would not have lost his job. If ticket sales didn't go down for the live events, Eric Bischoff would not have lost his job. The ratings were under a 3 when Eric Bischoff lost his job. And Eric Bischoff was given an ultimatum. He was given an ultimatum to start picking things up or he was going to lose his job. They fired him. He was done. And I got to tell you guys right now, Eric Bischoff is more responsible for the loss of WCW than Vince Russo. Everyone, both before and after Vince Russo, are responsible for the loss of WCW, more so than Vince Russo. Because when Vince Russo showed up there, he took a show that was getting a 2.6, a 2.7 rating, and 2 months down the road, you're getting a 3.0, a 3.1 rating. And then when you cut yourself down to from 3 hours to 2 hours, you're getting a 3.4, a 3.5. You went under a 3 rating only 3 times in the span of 3 months when Vince Russo was there. And Vince Russo did something that it did not take rocket science to do. He started pushing the Shane Douglases. He started pushing the Chris Benoits, the Perry Saturns, the Eddie Guerreros, the Dean Malenkos of the world. He also brought in groups like the Mama Lukes, which no one would have thought of. That was a great tag team. He put Conan and Eddie Guerrero mainly as a frontman to that group, the Filthy Animals, over. And that idiot that wanted to sit there and tell me how Eddie Guerrero never got pushed in WCW, especially by Vince Russo, you're dead to wrong, because when you're the frontman to a group that was over like the Filthy Animals, you're getting pushed. There's no two ways about that one. Rey Mysterio was over. You started to see things get over. And in 3 months' time, when you're almost up one whole ratings point, you pull the carpet out from under Vince Russo? Look at this for what it is. Vince Russo did not screw WWE. He did not screw WCW. How is Vince Russo a flop when he never wrote one single Vince Russo storyline for TNA? Now it truly looks like his fingerprints are all over TNA, and ratings are going up. When Vince Russo returned to WCW with Eric Bischoff, he wanted to work with Eric Bischoff because he knew it was going to take some tough planning and real working out of things to make WCW watchable again. Eric Bischoff leaves in 2 months' time. Eric Bischoff had his own motives, and when he wanted to buy the company, that proved it. Let me tell you people something. I believe it when Vince Russo told me and everybody else that he couldn't get that rating up because he was only that the powers that be for WCW were not letting him do it. And everyone wants to say that's a punk excuse for Vince Russo. What's the punk excuse? Is you saying that's a punk excuse for Vince Russo because you simply don't like Vince Russo because this was not your wrestling. Well, let me tell you something. Wrestling is a forever evolving sport, not a forever revolving sport. Just like when they got rid of the you can't throw people over the top rope or you'll be disqualified, or you can't jump off the top rope or you'll be disqualified. That's done. Those days have long since passed. Just like writing storylines have passed. Now I'll say this, there are things I will never defend by Vince Russo, and David Arquette is one of them. But I also got to tell you, I understood where Vince Russo was coming from with that one for the sake of publicity. But the negatives outweighed the positives in that one. You know, so I'm going to say this here. Don't single out Vince Russo. He was trying to get people talking about WCW again. And if you talk to the person on the street, not the normal internet mark, you talk to the person on the street that's the wrestling fan, and they'll tell you, when their Bischoff and Russo were getting ready to return, they didn't say they were WCW's last hope. They were saying WCW was beyond hope. And that's just the simple fact. So get over the fact here that WCW was losing millions by the month. And you can't blame Vince Russo for that since you pulled the carpet out from under his original run when things were starting to pick up. You were starting to get your losses cut back. You were starting to see revenue as far as tickets go up. The rating was starting to go up. For those of you that really think Vince Russo really killed WCW, get over it. Stop listening to what the smart marks say, because in the end, they control your mind. They don't control the facts.